love, come alive. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Treat yourself, show you care. Relax on business, shine bright. Sweet peas magic day and night. From wild hair growth to glowing skin. Oh, so sisters, diary, let the love begin. They're made, they're just getting hair. Dandruff's gone, no more despair. Healthy glow, skin so bright. Body butters, pure delight. Sisters, diary, feel the vibe. No jewelry, that's love, come alive. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Treat yourself, show you care. Feel the luxury, selfless. So sisters, diary, can't resist. Join the journey, feel the vibe. Sweet peas magic, come alive. Sisters, diary, feel the vibe. Come alive, but don't worry, feel the vibe. Oh, sisters, diary, feel the vibe. Come alive, show you care, just feel the vibe. Treat yourself, show you care. Sisters, diary, feel the vibe. Come alive, but don't worry, just feel the vibe. Sisters, diary, feel the vibe. Come alive, show you care, just feel the vibe. Treat yourself, show you care. Feel the luxury, selfless. Sweet peas magic day and night. From wild hair growth to glowing skin. Oh, treat yourself, show you care. Feel the luxury, selfless. Sweet peas magic, have you heard? From head to toe, she's got it all. So sisters, diary, stand tall.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to the Sweet Pea Diaries. It's your girl, Sweet Pea, and I am back with another video. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. And if you are a new subscriber, welcome to the Sweet Pea Diaries. Be sure to like this video, share this video, but most importantly, be sure to subscribe. You guys, let me know if it is doing any buffering. Once again, with this topic, it looks like my stream health is having some issues. They don't like you to talk about this. I don't know why, but they do not like you to talk about the truth about what is going on with Diddy. So let me know if it is buffering, because we got a lot to get into. So it appears that I'll be sure. Now, you know, the other day we read this so-called memoir, this book that was released. It's supposedly Kim Porter's words. It's supposedly coming from a flash drive that was recovered in March when they raided Diddy's mansion. Okay. And they're saying that this flash drive, you know, was given to somebody. And now that Diddy is behind bars, people are feeling safe that they can come out and they can talk about things. Well, I'll be sure got wind of this memoir. And he basically is saying that it is a fake, that it is not Kim Porter's words. Even her kids and Diddy's kids are saying that it is fake. So let me read this. But we're going to do a whole deep dive, okay, into I'll be sure in the Diddy connection. Okay. But let's just read this article real quick. I want to give some context to what we talking about tonight. All right. So Kim Porter's children, ex-husband Albie Shore, slam fake memoir attributed to her. Kimberly was allegedly taken from us because she was set on course to accomplish what Cassie Ventura did. Veteran R&B singer Albie Shore and Kim Porter's children have slammed what is being called a new fake memoir credited to Porter, who was Shore's ex-wife and Sean Diddy Combs' longtime girlfriend. Kim's Lost Words, A Journey for Justice from the Other Side, was released on Amazon on September 6th, just a week before Combs was arrested and indicted on trafficking and racketeering charges. It is purportedly based on information Porter saved on a flash drive and gave to friends before her death in 2018 from lobar pneumonia. Shore also called for an investigation into her death. For over a decade and a half, I've been posting about and tagging random law enforcement agencies in hopes to protect loved ones, avoid deaths and tragedies that could have all been avoided. Shore, real name Albert Joseph Brown, wrote in an Instagram post on Monday. He said his protests were ignored and ridiculed. Shore and Porter were married from 1989 to 1990, and they had a son together, Quincy Brown, who was 33, who Combs later adopted. Combs was arrested earlier this month on federal trafficking and racketeering charges and remains in custody following multiple allegations of misconduct. All right, so this is his post. So he's saying he posted this, and this is the part where they were talking about, and what they were talking about when Albie Shore and Diddy had a encounter. He's saying that this is not true. Unfortunately, Kimberlina was taken from us way too soon, and before she could complete her true thoughts, before this fake, unauthorized edit released on Amazon, which the disappearance of her computer and vital evidence raises significantly more questions. It is evident that her potential to expose the realities of her personal abuses, being drugged, the trafficking and human trafficking that she was privy to, akin to the brave actions of Mrs. Cassie Ventura, posed a threat to those profiting from such heinous activities. In a nutshell, Kimberly was allegedly taken from us because she was set on course to accomplish what Mrs. Cassie Ventura did by igniting the bonfire, which brings us here today with the avalanche that has brought Satan to their chambers. Let us honor the memory of Lady KP, acknowledging the strength, struggle she faced, and the truth she sought to reveal in her own personal notes. Not this fake, unauthorized nonsense using my name to keep dragging me as social punishment for exposing this years ago. There will be significant suits headed right for the heads of the responsible parties who drag my name into this BS. Kim and I talked right up to a few days prior to her demise. She was in good health, and we are in such a great friend space, reminiscing about old times and celebrating news of our son's accomplishments. No affair, just great friends. Hashtag warriors for Kim Porter. We must continue to advocate for justice and ensure that every one of the individuals who conspired against her are held accountable and prosecuted to the highest extent of the law. Thank you to all of the law enforcement agencies for their unwavering dedication to uncovering a portion of the truth. There's more. Rest in power, Lady KAP. Your true legacy will not be forgotten. Most importantly, please pray for the kids. There is no validation in my claims coming true. There has been way too much collateral damage and death everywhere. BCAC, before coma, after coma, the Albie Shore story. And then so different people are commenting on the post. Okay. Now he's sharing on his wall his message that he wrote on Instagram when he found out that Kim had passed away, right? Remember, okay, let's just take it from the beginning. Now, remember when Kim passed away, I'll be sure he released a statement on Instagram and he had called for an investigation and he had said that she was running and he told her to call the FBI. Remember that? He alluded to the fact that she had tried to tell him some information and tell him that she was in danger and he had told her to call the FBI and then he deleted. And spicy hot, I was going to get to that. Just give me a moment. Yep, I was going to get to that. It's obvious that Albie Shore never adopted Quincy because Quincy's name is still Brown. His last name is Brown. I did a documentary on this situation and I stated in that it does not appear that he ever adopted Albie Shore. It's just that Albie Shore, and Kim, they were not together. He was just raising his son with Kim, but he did not adopt Quincy. So I don't know why they like to put that narrative out there. I think that's something that Diddy did. He put that in the press and the blogs run with that to try to make him look like father of the year, man of the year, Papa Combs, but he never did adopt Quincy. But what is interesting is that recently, they're trying to paint it like Albie Shore and Quincy always had this great relationship or like Al was a great father. And I don't know whether Al was a great father or not, but all I know is that it doesn't appear that he was active in Quincy's life because Quincy had wrote a letter to him and he put that all over social media years ago where he was stating and publicly declaring that Diddy was his father. Although Al was the biological father, Diddy was the father. Okay. So we're going to just do a little deep dive and go into this. Okay. So So Albie Shore shares a cryptic message about late Kim Porter. She was running. I said, call the FBI. Did Kim Porter really die of pneumonia or was her true cause of death more nefarious? As you may recall, Kim Porter, who shares 3 children with Sean Diddy Combs, died of pneumonia about 3 years ago while in her sleep. Now, this was written by the Jasmine brand. This was back in November of 2021. Okay. Many were left perplexed that Kim Porter, who was only 47 at the time of her passing, died of pneumonia so quickly, though her death was confirmed to have been a result of natural causes. Despite the coroner ruling out foul play, record producer Albie Shore, who had a son with Kim Porter back in 91, is suggesting that he suspects otherwise. Recently, Albie Shore uploaded a photo of him and Kim Porter accompanied by an eyebrow-raising caption. She sent me this saying, life imitating art, art imitating life. Now it all makes sense. #star @Fox. She told me other stuff too. She was running. I said, call the FBI. Shortly after uploading the image, Albie Shore noticeably edited the last part of the caption and removed any mention of the FBI. Okay. This is not the first time Albie Shore has shared a cryptic message about Kim Porter's death. Last summer, the 53-year-old producer shared a now deleted video of his initial reaction to Kim's sudden death. The part of the upload that caught most viewers' attention was the caption, in which Albie Shore explicitly refers to Kim's death as a murder. Just found this footage from the morning I learned of at Lady KP, aka Kim Porter's murder, and how it ripped the soul from my physical body. I was on my way to film the pre-show packages for the BET Awards with Tisha Campbell Martin and Tashina Arnold when I received a call from icon Queenie Donaldson asking me if I was okay and did I hear the news. I had no clue, but I do know very clearly that Kimberly didn't just check out all of a sudden over pneumonia. That's some BS. Really? This is where I get in trouble. We just celebrated our son Quincy's new deal and Christmas special with Netflix, and she was in fantastic health, as well as laughing, seeing me and Diddy's mutual exchange at the theater. I'm going to leave it here. So he was basically insinuating that there wasn't nothing wrong with Kim. You know, she was in good health. But you guys got to remember, back in 2021, around that time, this is where a lot of people passed away unexpectedly because COVID was running rampant and people didn't know that it was COVID, right? So there is speculation that maybe she had COVID, you know, and it wasn't known then. Okay. But Albie Shore is saying, no, she was going to be Cassie. She was going to do what Cassie did. What you see Cassie doing and the lawsuit and everything that's going on right now, that would have been Kim. Okay. So Albie Shore has always said, always tried to lead the charge and say that there should be a further investigation, that they should really look into Kim Porter's death because it was not natural causes. It was not pneumonia. She was in great health. She was in pristine condition. They was just celebrating Quincy's accomplishments. So how did she just go and die all of a sudden? Well, I mean, that was happening. That was happening with COVID. You know, it was something that we've never seen before. It was a disease that just swept through the nation, swept through the world. So that could be a theory right there that maybe she had COVID. Okay. But Albie Shore said no. Now remember, Albie Shore has said a lot about Diddy over the years. Albie Shore has always tried to be, you know, shady with, you know, what he's saying and also try to give us some tea at the same time. People always thought maybe he was just crazy, or, you know, he was a washed up has-been, maybe he on drugs. You know, those 80s and 90s singers, you know, they washed up has-beens. And he's just, when he makes these posts, he's just up here ranting and raving. He's a lunatic, right? Remember the post where he posted on Facebook and he was saying that people were after him and that if something were to happen to him, that it was Diddy that did it. This is the one I'm talking about. This one right here. Now, I couldn't find the actual post, but it was on one of those message boards. It's something like a lipstick alley type of a thing. This is what he had said back then. This was in 2012. So he said, important read. I want to say that I love you from the bottom of my heart and I appreciate the consistent love from you over the years, musically and all else. He's saying this to his fans and supporters. I am originally a hustler from the streets of Mount Vernon, from very humble beginnings. A loving mom who made sure I went in 100% on all and made something of the music craft that I've loved dearly. I thank you for sharing it with me over the years. I'm just a human being, not perfect, but loves hard and appreciates all that God has allowed to happen in my life. Even my enemies, specifically the wealthy ones that can't help but be jealous of me, and even the broke ones that have entered my life with ulterior motives, which are mostly because of my trusting, giving spirit and willingness to help everyone, whether they deserved it or not. From getting artists record deals and then them selling millions of records to helping those from being put out into the street or feeding them when they claim they have no food and I ask for nothing. I've come to find out that there are some very jealous and bad people out here that you all know, love, and worship at times that are so jealous of me and doing some very bad things to me, like stalking my place of rest and even faking as if they are workers for major cable companies, etc. We are all getting the hint by now. They have also gotten to people closest to me, co-workers, exes, fakers, and plants by playing games, threatening them to kill them. First, if the turn first to turn them in and or paying them money if they can get me to show up by telling me they are in need and seeing if I'll drop everything to help, as well as offering them things they can't refuse in their desperate lives, which makes them complete trash when they accept. See, when he talks like this is what makes people think he's crazy because it's a bunch of rambling, but it's not rambling. It's making complete sense. He's just being cryptic. We know what he's saying. He's saying that Diddy's jealous of him. Okay, he's a very bad person. Y'all all worship this man at times, but he's jealous of me and he's doing bad things to me. He's stalking my place of rest where I live. He's having people fake like they're from the cable company and they're outside of my house. Okay, people would think, oh, he's paranoid. Something's wrong with him. He ain't thinking straight. But see, now that everything's happening with Diddy and Diddy's being exposed, it don't seem so fake, right? It don't seem so weird. It don't seem so crazy and a conspiracy because there's other people now saying these are the tactics. These are the things that are done. This is what Diddy does. They've also gotten people to closest to me, his exes. They got co-workers, people that are being fake. They're plants. He said they're planted to play games and act like they need something, act like they need money. And then I'm going to show up where they're at and then something's going to happen to me. Mm-hmm. They've even gone as far as getting them implants and devices and cameras that are watching me at home and to follow me around, and they communicate and feed them lines by walkie-talkies to try to set me up. Even renting a place in my neighborhood. The best part of why God is so amazing is that I now know exactly who the idiots are and the fake aliases they all are, and I wish them all Godspeed. So FYI, if I'll be sure, aka Al Brown, is found dead, please contact my attorney, Arthur Aronson, and he will have all of the information on everyone, including their own closest, emptied out, their own closets emptied out, and the main culprit who is funding it all. So who you think he's talking about? Who the main culprit that's funding it all? I will share who the key players are with you. So, as I said, if I'm found dead and you know the who, what shortly after, you will know the who and what shortly after I'm found dead. Since they seem to think that it's a joke or that I'm effing joking, we will find out who's really from Mount Vernon and not faking it. As I said, continue to F with a hungry, wounded animal in the woods with nothing to lose, and you will eventually get eaten. All involved, and my favorite Bodhi Bear, rest in peace. To my sons, I love you severely. ABS. So when people read that, they said this man is all over the place. He don't make no sense. He's crazy. He's sick in the head. He's jealous of Diddy because he's broke. He ain't got. I don't think so. You ever see crazy people that are out in the world and on the side of the street and you giving them money and they be rambling? And if you really just sit there and listen to them, they make complete sense. They thoughts might seem like they're all over the place, but listen, and you will see that they're putting things together. It's just that their mind is distorted because they've been out on the streets or maybe they're hungry, but they know what they're saying, right? So I don't really think that he, you know, is crazy or was ranting or anything. I think he can't really with the cryptic messages is because Diddy is a powerful person. And I'll be sure you got to realize this man is still trying to make it, right? He's still a singer. He still tries to probably rely on little gigs and little, to get some kind of money from his talent as a singer. And if Diddy has all this power, he can blackball him easily. He can stop him from working. He can stop him from getting opportunities. So he don't really want to just come out and go all out. Then we don't know if he signed some type of NDA. We don't know what these people sign. So I think he'd be cryptic because he's got to play it safe. He's still worried about his life. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope that it is not buffering because this stream health is completely trash tonight. I never have this problem. Every time I try to do these Diddy videos, it does this. So I really hope that you guys are able to, to hear this and that it's not buffering. Spicy High said the judge didn't let Diddy out because he's too dangerous. Right. The judge said, his lawyer he needs to be out. He needs to fight his case out. We worry about him being in jail. People is after him. They're going to do something to him. And the judge is like, I don't know if he can handle himself. I don't know if he can trust himself to even be out because he knew that we were coming to get him. He was in the hotel with drugs, knowing that he was going to be arrested that day. So it's clear that the man has a drug problem. That's where the judge was at. And I totally agree. Okay, it's good. Perfect. I totally agree with that because that was my first question. You knew that they was going to lock your ass up. Why did you have Tussie sitting out on the table and other drugs? They said that wasn't the only drug they found. They found other narcotics as well. So that's why the judge was like, no. And then he's a flight risk. He has everybody's talking about all the power that he has and all the connections and people willing to do things and break the law and everything. They're like, no, he's a flight risk and he's a danger to society. He's contacting witnesses, trying to threaten people so that they don't testify and all this. So no, he has to sit. So, and I see where Diddy is going to try to go with this. I was watching and listening to something earlier, and it seems like the lawyer is saying like, where'd you get this $1,000 baby oil number? They didn't really put out a number of bottles. Like, okay, so the blogs, y'all just exaggerating. There was not 1,000 bottles of baby oil when they arrested Diddy or when they went in his home. There wasn't. And they said, and the lawyer was like, he lives up the street from Costco, and we know that Americans shop in bulk. And so basically suggesting that because he's a millionaire, billionaire, whatever, that he probably shops in bulk at Costco, and it wasn't 1,000. And what's wrong with adults having consensual sex? So that's where they're going to try to go with this. Like, yeah, Diddy had these parties and yeah, it was sex going on, but it was consensual and he's an adult and maybe it was risque, but hey, that's the industry. That's, the party lifestyle. That's where they're going to try to go with it. They're going to try to completely ignore the trafficking, the abuse, all of that conversation. They're going to just turn a blind eye to that. And they're just going to say, He was having orgies and parties, is true, but it was all consensual. Everybody was of age. Everything was, it was all, you know what I'm saying? It was just all innocent. It was just kinky, dirty sex. That's where they're going to go with it. Okay. But it looks like to me that they're on his ass, and I don't think that they're going to be able to get away with that. I think the feds want Diddy. And I think they're going to do what we're seeing happen is just, it reminds me of what they did to R. Kelly. It's the same thing. It is the same exact play. They already getting ready to put movies out. You know what I'm saying? They already getting ready to do specials like they did the R. Kelly specials. Before you're even convicted, now you're being played. Everything's playing out in the press. So how would he get a fair trial if everything's already movies being made? You're not going to be able to find nobody, one jury person on that jury that doesn't know about this. How are you going to get a fair trial? Just be honest. People be saying, no, I never heard of it. No, I don't know who Puffy is. I don't know who Diddy is. I don't know anything about. Are you fucking kidding me? You really want me to believe that they're going to be able to find people that don't know nothing about Diddy and this case? Yeah, spicy hot. I know it wasn't the consensual part. It was the fact that he wouldn't let people leave, which is creepy. Just like I said about, the young lady that was trapped in the car with no door handles. She had to call her dad to come get her out of the car. It's stuff like that, and then how that neighbor, one of the boy, hey Nikki, one of the clips I saw of the neighbor that was in the car, saying out of the car window that it get real ratchet at 3 a.m. Like you see bus loads of girls, young girls. That I'm his neighbor. Like I see what goes down. It get real wild late at night. So they were suggesting that busloads of young girls are being dropped off at Diddy's for these parties. And I'm like, they're releasing the names of celebrities and all this. That doesn't mean that they were having, freak offs. They could have just been at the party. They were on the guest list and they were partying. Doesn't mean that they were all freaking off. Okay. But they're going to make a spectacle of this. Right. I did see they're finding all kinds of clips of him saying shit. Did you see the clip of Diddy jokingly saying you locked the door so they can't leave? Yeah, with the ladies. He was on one of those late night shows. But you guys know that back in the day, like when he first started, like the video that I'm doing, his mentors were Clive and Andre Harrell. He got this from them. You know what I'm saying? That it was okay. Like, this is what you do. This is what we do in the industry. You know what I'm saying? When you make it big and you start getting all this money, now it's no holds barred. It's your wildest dreams and your wildest fantasies can be played out. You can do whatever you want to do. You basically got the key to the city. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's just the industry. That it's just unknown. It's an unspoken thing that when you get up in the industry, you just get wild. You just get nasty. You could just get naked wherever, whenever, however, do whatever. Ain't no rules. You just nasty. Drugs, alcohol, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That's the industry. So that's where his lawyer, I think that's how they going to try to play it. Like, oh, it was just, it was just celebrities doing what celebrities do. Cause that's what he said. Freaks. That's what they can let their inner freak come out. But that's what they all encourage. Like, you're supposed to be an artist, and when you come in the industry, you're just supposed to now be, so open-minded and everything is free. You're free to be you and free to dress how you want to dress. Wear nail polish if you're a man and do this and do that because it's just all free. It's free flowing. Just be you. It's like, okay, we can be me, but why does it have to be nastiness? Everything is carnal. You notice that? It's just all carnal pleasures and desires are fulfilled. The more money you get, the more nastier you can be. No, I didn't hear what he say. What did he say about the boiled egg? Oh Lord. Bougie Barbie said, just imagine already freaky looking Clive in the freak offs. Child. Well, he says that he takes vacations during the year. He takes two with his best friends and closest confidants, and he takes three with his family, right? This is when he was doing an interview about him being bisexual. So he said that his friends and closest people knew because, of course, I would go on trips with them. Yeah, you would go on trips with them. All the men were gay. All the men he had flanked around him, they were gay. He would go on trips with them and he would do all these nasty things around them. And then he would go home to his family and act like he's the Clive Davis, you know what I'm saying? The family man, daddy, husband. But then he couldn't wait to do them 2 trips a year where he can just go be a freaky, nasty old man. Disgusting. I mean, it's like they love these double lives. Like that's part of the industry. You got to have a double life. Shook said they boil eggs, stick them up men's booty, and if it break, they not ready. Oh my God. That is disgusting. That is just so nasty. An egg. Your butthole got to really be open to put an egg up in there. But yeah, what do you guys think? What does Albie Shore know though? I feel like he knows something about Diddy. Like he just wants to pop the cork so bad. He wants to reveal something so bad, but he is scared for his life. I don't know if it could be true that they had a freak off, him, Kim, and Diddy. It would not surprise me though. It really wouldn't. So I don't know if maybe that he's trying to hide that. He don't want that to come out. But what is it that Diddy has over him? Or, what is it that he knows? Because you just let this man take your son. That always was a problem for me. Like, okay, he can be with Kim. That's all good. But why did he have to take ownership of your child? Now, people are saying that Diddy was he wanted it, he wanted to play daddy. He didn't want Al around. He was jealous. So he just took Quincy. There's no way as a man, you're not going to just take my son. Okay? I don't give a damn how much money you got. You already got sons. What are you taking mine for? Now, I know when, Quincy, they didn't have any children, but still, you allowed this man as the years went on to just keep having your son. It don't matter to me. I don't care if you don't have the money that they got. You're not on the level that Diddy is on. That's still your child. That's your son. That comes from you. So how you going to just let this man swoop in and just take over? No way. So it's like, what does Albie Shore know? What has he seen? What does he know about Diddy? He probably know about Clive Davis, probably know about Andre Harrell. He probably knows some really deep, dark things. Kim probably confided in him that she's seen certain things, that her life, was in danger because of the things that she's seen. She's keeping his deep, dark secrets. And then Al knows that Kim was abused. Kim, would confide in him the things that was going on in the home. And that was even more reason for you to scoop up your son. Okay? Like if all of these things I'm not saying that anything isn't true about R. Kelly. I never get into the R. Kelly case. That is not my content. I'm just simply saying that it reminds me of that case. So I'm not saying, that is not what I'm suggesting at all, that he's innocent or he didn't do. No, I never get into that. I don't discuss that because that's a sensitive topic. But what I'm saying is it's the same thing. It's like, he's being exposed and everything is being revealed. Can you even think about the STIs at those parties? Double yuck. I mean, the drugs and the fact that he has to have people hooked up to IVs. What's that telling you? Yeah, it's definitely STIs. And if they was freaking off that hard, whereas though they need to be hooked up and get some damn vitamins directly through the vein. It ain't like you just taking a pill. Here, take these B12s and going about your business. No, you got hooked up to a IV. That's a lot. I'm trying to figure out. I'm not at the least bit. I'm not perfect. I'm not no, you know what I'm saying, virgin or nothing like that. And I have seen things, but I can't imagine the level of sex that is happening. That's a lot of fucking. Okay, what kind of fucking is some special fucking going on? It is some real heavy fucking. That's a lot. Like, what kind of fucking was it? Is it different kind of fucking? Like the different freaky fucking, huh? Ready, Rob? It's the freaky fucking. They doing some real freaky fucking. Freaky fucking. Like, right, just nasty, just like perverted. It is just evil. You know what I'm saying? Like ritualistic fucking. That's what it is. It's very carnal. Anytime is that serious where you locked up in the place and it's been going on for days and it's just people scared for their life and your life depending on that fucking. That's some fucking. When your life is dependent on it, god damn. Money and access to whatever you want takes things up to a new level. Yes, but I mean, it's simple. Fukin is fukin. Okay, you gotta put it in. You gotta do the act of fukin. What is it that is so nasty? Like, what y'all doing? What are you sticking toes like T.I. and them sticking toes? And what are you doing? They got the men on the men. They got the men putting the toys in the butt plugs, and they just fucking hard. And baby oil don't loosen up no behind. You need the KY jelly and everything. So what was you doing with the baby oil? Baby oil doesn't loosen up a rectum. Okay. So the cats needed to be glistening. I guess the peens needed to be glistening. They had to be all oiled up. Yes. They drugged them so they lost their minds. Just pure evil. It really is. A lot of times they get bored with so much money, so they decide to push boundaries. Yes. Freaking worse than Hugh Hefner. I mean, it's diabolical. But like I said, this man knows something. Albie Short knows something. He knows something that is life and death type knowledge. Kind of like drug addiction. You get that first hit, you like it, and then you just chasing the ultimate high until you expire or you get caught, basically. But I'm like, it can't be. It's not that damn serious. I like, I like sex like the next person, but I'm not gonna be going after that type of food. Like, that's a lot. But I'm telling you, that's the celebrity thing, and I think it is about money. It's like, okay, we got so much money. We've done all the things that we can do. We've went to the private islands. We've bought all the fancy cars. We've bought all the Birkin bags. We've met all the celebrities we've always wanted to meet now that we're famous. So now what else is it to do? So they're constantly looking for something to do because they're bored. And because of they are who they are, and we worship the celebrity and we let the celebrity do whatever it is they want to do, that's when they start thinking about it's sort of like cults, like cult leaders. You know how they start off first, everything's all good, they mean well and they're talking about God and everything's, the utopia, everything's perfect. And then the more power that they see that they have, the more that they start pushing the limit, right? They start seeing how far they can go. Well, if I got these people under control, maybe can I make them do this? Can I make them do that? Let me see how they're going to react to this. Like it's ego. Now you're ego tripping. So I think that plays a big part in it. With the money and the power, the ego starts coming into play. Now I can get people to do whatever I want them to do. And I think I heard that Diddy was quoted as saying that, like, the ultimate sign of power is getting to seeing if you can get a man to, give you a blowjob, or a straight man at that. So I think that it's a sign of power. It's an ego thing, and they're bored. They don't have shit else to do. Let's just get some nasty fucking in. Let's just throw a big fucking party. We're just gonna fook for days. Just nasty. Bush person. Imagine how wild-eyed they probably looked in there. They were probably running wild with the demons in them. I'm telling you, that just takes over. It's nasty. It's carnal, because we just normal people. Like, our little idea of being nasty is maybe watching some porn, with your mate, and you might get a little sexy, kinky and shit. But that shit they doing is next level. They laying all around, seeing how far they can stick something up the butt, seeing if what the man gonna do, and then you're gonna have 3 women on this man and 3 men on this woman, and then they might bring animals into it. They might start drinking blood. It just gets really nasty. And now red blood cells and everything is depleted. And they need vitamins. Crazy. That was not partying. That was devil worshiping. Okay. Diddy has been arrogant since he was at Howard. Folks in the DMV got stories from his parties at the dorms. Well, see, he been pushing limits and partying. He was doing that when he was younger, but then once he got that access, he got that money, he got that power, it just got worse and worse and worse. So I'll be sure been trying to send this message. He been trying to say that Diddy is out of control, that Diddy has too much power, that Diddy was stalking him, he was following him, he had put people in his neighborhood. These people was acting like they was cable people, child. They was in vans and acting like they was florists, riding around in his neighborhood stalking him. He said, I saw you. I saw you. I saw you. I saw you. And people thought Al was crazy. But I'll be sure been sounding the alarm. And I feel like Kimora Lee Simmons, she cannot stand Diddy. She's been as well. She's been, waiting for his demise, because she knows that something just isn't right when it comes to her friend's death. Right? But I mean, in my opinion, it could go either way. It could go like maybe there's some foul play, but it can also lean to the C-19. Because in 2021, people did not know what C-19 was, but there were a lot of people dying from it because it just hadn't been diagnosed. It hadn't been put out there, but there were a lot of people dying from C-19. There's deaths that have not been, counted and reported as COVID. I'm pretty sure if they were to go back and look at symptoms, and they will be able to diagnose those people with having that. Now, the Quincy thing, to me, I was speculating that there's something with Quincy and his sisters. I feel like he's protecting those girls. He's like, whatever I've seen and whatever has happened to me and whatever I've been exposed to, I'm not going to let my sisters be exposed to that, because he's a damn good big brother. He takes care of those girls. He is very protective of those girls. They are always with him, on holidays. And you just always see Quincy with his sisters. And I feel like, they look so much like his mother, whereas though he's just not going to allow anything that happened to them. So I said, well, damn, I wonder if the powers that be, with this whole blood in and blood out thing, I wonder if the powers that be wanted him to sacrifice those girls. And it was like, no, I just can't do that. I did their mom that way, and I just can't do them. Allegedly. I'm like, does it have something to do with that? Because did you notice how in the last couple years Quincy has been very protective over them? Kimora been sending shout outs about, shots, firing shots about protecting the girls, and Diddy not ever going to be able to do nothing to them girls. And it just seems like there's been like this quiet, unspoken thing, like we're going to make sure they're protected at all costs. We're not letting nobody get to them. I don't know. It could be, it could be and it could not be. But it just seems like that. It comes across like he's been very protective of them, especially now that they're grown, growing up and they're teenage. Like, what are they? Almost 18? Like they're not preteens anymore. They're growing into womanhood. So he's very protective over them. You know, ages play a part in all their little ritualistic things. Now that they're 18, going on 18, and there could be a significance behind it. And so Quincy's trying to protect them. I think Quincy knows the truth about his mom's death and is playing the long game with Diddy. And I feel like that too. Like he just be trying to get what he's going to get out of Diddy. You know what I'm saying? I played a good son role, but I can't stand him. I really don't think that, Quincy, I think he looks just like Albie Shore. And I think him and Al over the years, they've had a very rocky relationship because of Diddy. And now with Diddy out of the way, maybe they can connect. You know what I'm saying? And they can bond over what it is they do know. Because the both of them know. They both know what's going on. They're in the industry. They just can't tell us. But they know what's going on. Child, exactly. They always going around the mulberry bush. Just tell us. But see, I'm going to tell you something, Bougie Barbie. If they were to tell us, our minds would be blown. We know, but we don't know. You know what I'm saying? We be speculating and we be saying all these conspiracy theories. We're probably right. And if we were to really, if the veil were to be pulled back on a lot of things that are going down in the entertainment world and in the politics and everything, if they pulled the veil back and we seen the real deal, it would overturn systems. It would overturn industries. It would overturn ideas and everything that we know about this country and about our world. All foundations would just be overturned if we really knew what was going on. So that's why really people shouldn't, like, when we want to know, just tell us about the aliens. If you really knew what was really going on, y'all be like, oh my God, why did you tell me that? So some things we're just better off not knowing because it could really potentially start a riot. Like, just for instance, right? A lot of these celebrities are getting their bodies frozen, right? Because they think that once technology becomes more advanced, if they have diseases that we don't have cures for now, if they freeze their body right before they die, and years later, once the technology becomes available to correct these issues, they're going to come back alive and they're going to fix that, and then they're going to be living. Right? Because that's what they believe that. If we were to really, if that were to really be true, that you can really do something, and if that really does happen, your mind is going to be, you're going to stop where you are right now. And then you're going to wake up so far in the future. how would you be able to adapt what's going on at that time? Because your mind is stopping here in 2024. You come back alive in 3000 and something where everything is completely different. How would you be able to adapt to that? Right. So just think about if there are civilizations, like when people be having all these conversations and they're talking about, oh well, the Anunnaki race is the ones that created us, and and supposedly celebrities and high class people, the elite, they know the truth, they have access to all this information, right? If they were to let the common people know, this is what the Illuminati and all this stuff is based on. I'm telling you right now. So listen up. If they know the secrets to all these things, they know the secrets to, the true creation story. They know who created the human race, all these things, right? This is what the elite, they're based off of knowing illuminated knowledge. They feel like if they know all these things, but if they tell common people, then they're gonna go crazy. They're gonna riot. Everything's gonna overturn. And to be honest with you, they're right. Because if that stuff were to be true, if there were to actually be an alien race that created humans, just think if that was true. That means that everything you've been taught, everything you've been told is a lie. So what is it to live for? Right? What would it be to live according to laws and rules that we've put in place if everything that you've been telling me since I've been born is not even true? It would cause riots. It would overturn things. So that's why they say, sometimes, do you even want to know? It's better left in the dark what these people really got their hands in. Right? It's so dark, it's so evil, it's so much, it's so corrupt. If we found out there were no consequences for our actions, we couldn't handle it. We barely can now. Exactly. It would just be chaos. Ready Rock says, I want to know. Some people wouldn't be able to handle that. So they've made a decision to not tell the public, just like Roswell, the incident with back in the 50s, I think it was, with the first alien sighting and with the spaceship landing and all this, and they recovered the alien, they supposedly, and that's where Area 51 came into play. Well, when the next day they first told everybody, yes, it was an alien spaceship, yeah, we did it, but then once they thought about that shit and thought about what implications that had, they quickly changed it. Oh, it was a weather balloon. Well, people that have been working in those areas now all of a sudden say, no, we actually did recover biologics. We recovered spacecraft, and we've been trying to reverse technology. We've been trying to use this technology. I believe that. And I believe that they do use it. I believe that the spacecrafts that people be supposedly seeing in the sky, I don't believe they're aliens. I believe it's the damn government. It's the damn military using those planes, using those spaceships, reverse technology. Now they say, oh, the aliens are over in Antarctica. They have cities in the water. They got cities under the. We've seen the spaceships go down into the water. It doesn't have to mean that they're aliens. It could be the damn government. So if they really were to tell us what was really going on, it could cause potential harm to mankind. So the elites, they keep the information with the elites. If you are a certain celebrity making a certain kind of money, they inaugurate you in. They tell you the secrets. They tell all the presidents the secrets. And that's what this whole Illuminati, that's what this whole brotherhood thing is. The Reckoning says, I have seen demons. I can tell you I can tell you with all certainty there is a heaven and hell. Aliens are demonic. I believe that. The reason people won't be able to handle the truth is because the centuries and millennia of lies. But if you start from truth, anything can happen. Exactly. And the Vatican is like right at the center of it, but yeah, but that's what the celebrities, the elites, like that's what they know. They know this type of information. Secrets about, the world, secrets about technology, and they feel like they bought their way in with their money and their power and their prestige. And they also feel like, if the world there was to be some type of cataclysmic event, they're gonna jump in their little spacecrafts and run all off to Mars and leave us all here. Why do you think they make movies like that? They make movies showing them doing shit like that. Elite leaving everybody on the earth to suffer from radiation and all that. And then we spend the rest of our lives trying to get out there where they at. They make movies like this to get you prepared for it and get you used to seeing it. So that if something does happen, you saw it on a movie, and psychologically, unknowingly, you've conditioned yourself to see it and to understand what it is that's happening. It's deep. Like propaganda and all of that is really deep. So that's what all of these celebrities and elite and rappers and the Illuminati, that's what that is. So when Albie Shore was sitting up here talking about people was following him and people is watching him, and people thought he was crazy. But that man is not crazy. That man knows what he's talking about. He's seen some shit. He's been around some things. They just can't tell us. They can allude to things, but they can't just come right out and tell us. It's a life or death situation. So, yes, I do believe that Albie Shore knows some things. Albie Shore says that this book that they have out now is peddling a bunch of lies. None of this shit is true. Him and Diddy didn't have no freak off with Kim. To be honest with you, I don't believe that. I believe they did. I believe that could be true. I do. I'm sorry. They was young. They all, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the partying, the drinking. I believe that could actually probably have happened. He's not going to say it. Why? Why would he admit something like that? But I could see that happening. But he's saying that people are going to be getting lawsuits, the people that are responsible for it. Well, somebody asked me, well, he's saying that bloggers and people that are reporting on it, they're going to get sued. I can't get sued and no one else, another blogger or no, we cannot get sued for reading a book that was published. We did not publish the book. The book is public. Okay. It is on Amazon. It is a bestseller. We cannot be sued for something that somebody else published. That would be dismissed, thrown out of court. You know how many different people that you would have to take to court? Look at all the different channels that reported on this. Mainstream news is reporting on it. So we can't be sued. The person that wrote the book, that's who he's going to have to deal with. All right. Now he's saying that Kim's flash drive is not the only thing that, someone claims that they have it or that she gave it, whatever. But he's saying that when they went up in them houses, went up in mansions, her computers and laptops and her electronics are missing. Somebody took her laptop, computer files. And that there was a book. There are words of Kim's, but these aren't the words. She was going to do what Cassie is doing. Or the book was the truth and the elite snatched it down and replaced it with another book, right? Who knows? But he's saying that that's not the right book. That's not the information. How does he know? How would you know? You've never seen it. So you seen it? Did she show you the notes? Did you see her journal, her diary entries? How do you know that that's not her? That's not something she wrote. Oh, because the information is fake, because that situation between you and Diddy never occurred. So that's how he's saying, that's how I know it's fake, because we never did this. This is something that never happened. Well, the fact that you just chose to put that part on your wall about you and Diddy and her, you were making it very clear that you wanted everybody to know that this part right here is not true. Well, what about the whole book? It's only 60 pages. What about the rest of it? Why would you specifically just post that? That wasn't the only time that you were mentioned in the book. You were mentioned in the beginning. So that stuff is true, but not just this. See, that you gotta watch and really pay close attention to these people, because if this is a fictitious book and they mentioned you in the beginning, mentioned how you and Kim got together and all this and that, but the only part that you chose to put on your wall was the part about the fucking and the threesome. That's the only part that you chose to show and say it was fake. So the part about Tupac, that was real. We know that the abuse, that was real, because you're saying that Kim was abused. You're saying that she was like Cassie. So what do you know, Albie Shore? What do you know? I would love to sit down and have an interview with him. I know he got all the tea. He could tell us all types of stuff. Okay? What do you guys think he knows? Despite it being an abusive relationship, I do think Kim was protective of Diddy and their relationship for the sake of their children, and because she did care about him. So I don't see her writing this. That's what I said in my previous video. They think we dumb, girl. I don't know why they think we dumb, but we ain't stupid over here. Hey, Sweet Pea, did you hear that apparently the person who wrote the book admitted he's not sure if the story is true? So then where did he get the information from? He will talk in circles and stress you out. I have to like reel him in, huh? I have to keep redirecting him. So if he admitted that he's not sure if it's true, where he get it? It's supposed to be a flash drive. Child, these people be doing anything to get some money. Well, he made his money because that book went straight to the top. Now I'm wondering if they sue him, if he will be able to keep those proceeds. You know what I mean? Have they stopped the proceeds, or have they put a maybe the state or march the feds or whatever? Have they said you can't make money off it? I doubt it. I doubt it. They probably let them have the money because the feds is after Diddy, so they probably don't even care. They probably don't even care. Yup. The Breakfast Club covered it. Everybody covered it. Hey, Mrs. Jordan. I saw him in an interview saying that he only put the information out to get people to talk. Wow. So he admitted that he's just trying to go viral and get the conversation going and make money in the process. Well, he can expect a lawsuit, because if that's not true, the estate of Kim Porter, they definitely can sue. That's defamation of character. Now, I don't know if because she's dead, if they can still do defamation of character on someone that is deceased. That's a good question. Maybe is that why he had so much, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't afraid to put it out because she's deceased and there maybe aren't any rules around that. Maybe there's no suits that can be bought against them. So that's really all that I had for this video. I just wanted to, go into and shed some light about Albie Shore and Diddy's relationship. It's always been strained when it comes to Quincy and that whole conversation, but I still don't get it, because if Diddy never really adopted Quincy, what did he have over you that you let him have your son? I would have never done that. I would have, especially if I knew that he was abusing my mom. I mean, abusing the mother. Lady KP this and Lady KP that, but you left your son there. Wow, Simply Lee. So he just going from podcast to podcast. Jaguar needs to hush her mouth, given that what she did to Angela too. She's gonna get exposed. Well, I've always said that I don't think that Jaguar is. I feel like she's just repeating things that we all have heard, stories we've heard. I don't feel like her tea is like so revolutionary and like she's revived, like revealing. I just don't feel like that. I don't know why people think that she's just the end all and be all when it comes to Diddy and the industry. This woman wasn't even there. She wasn't around none of that shit. She was only famous for a hot minute and she wasn't even that famous. She didn't go to them elite parties and shit like that. Girl, stop. You was not invited to them damn places. Cut it out. Now, I don't have a problem with Jag, but I'm just like, Jag be saying stuff that I've heard. I heard all that. Professor Griff said those things. I was born back then. That's my heyday back in the 90s and you know what I'm saying, 2000s. I heard all that. I heard about the Billionaire Boys Club. Professor Griff talked about that, about how when you get a certain money level, how they start coming at you, asking you to do this. And Choke No Joke talked about it. So she's not saying anything that has not already been out there. She just add to it, and she's a great storyteller. Which, get your money. I ain't against it. Get your money. Somebody just sent me a photo. Let me see what this is. Oh, girl, go somewhere, child. Weird. Like, girl, go somewhere. She's so worried about my life, girl. You are obsessed, honey. Gone, child. Please don't drop stuff like this in my inbox, honey. I do not give a damn. Um, yes, but I don't believe that anything like this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe that anything that she's saying, we've heard it, okay? I've heard it, y'all heard it, especially if you were in a certain time period. Charles, Mary J. Honey, we know that Mary has something going on with Diddy. She's been at every party, she's been at every function. He done kept her ass around. He kept her with money. He kept her with gigs, kept her with albums, kept her with this, kept her with that, kept her with it. She always around the boys. She's auntie. She auntie for a reason. Okay. She auntie for a reason. Like, so I see that you can hear what I'm saying. Don't even worry. I'm not worried about that girl. Okay. Trees, I'm not worried about you posting about Mike and all. Mike is good. Mike is good. Don't worry about my products, what my products look like and all this. Girl, go get you a life. Go get you a life. Okay. But we're going to talk about you anyway before this video is out, because I have an update about that. So we're going to talk about you. Matter of fact, I'll probably do a separate video on that because I don't want to overshadow the content. But yeah, so Mary, Mary, she done been around. She done been around the world, and her and Diddy have a great relationship, and I wonder why. She another one that's keeping secrets. Her, Kim, little Kim, keeping secrets. The mom, his mother, keeping secrets. So I'm just saying, people that never said anything getting popped and cars blown up, but Jag and Gene Deal out in the street just talking and nothing happens to them. But you know what? I had even thought that wouldn't it be a gag if they was working with these people, like if they was working with the industry, if they was put out here as a distraction? Wouldn't that be a gag to find that out? Because it's mighty funny that these two just out here just talking. They just got all these stories. They just be talking shit on everybody, and nobody come out and do nothing to them. Don't say nothing. Don't got no lawsuits. They just out here just talking. So I'm wondering if they was, planning it out here to do the shit that they doing. I'm wondering. I always kind of think that in the back of my head. Like, I wonder if Jag is like, she's a plant. You know what I mean? Is they setting all this up? Because this girl just got all these viral videos, and she's just saying all this stuff, and ain't nobody doing nothing about it. Right. I really believe Jag is the ops and Gene Deal just cloud chasing. I can't see Jerk Chicken Dinner and not think of Jag. Lucy believed that. I mean, it wouldn't be a surprise, right? Because how do you just be out here doing all what you doing and you haven't been no cases? Like, what's going on with her cases? You know what I mean? Like, anybody else would have been in a 72-hour hold. Something would have happened when she put them ashes and she went and did all that shit in the courthouses. It's like, and didn't she say she was the feds? I believe she said she was a plant or she was working with the government. Child, you gotta listen to the shit people say. Gotta listen to what people say, child. But you guys, I'm getting ready to get up off of here. That is all I have. As you can see on the bottom of the screen, we have for this weekend, for the success of the launching of the website, I'm offering 50% off on the Wild Hair Growth System and the shampoo bundle. Okay, you can order at www.soulsisterllc.com. You can go ahead and purchase. It is just the Wild Hair Growth System and the shampoo bundle, since those are the most expensive thing on the website. We are offering that at 50% off for the weekend. Okay, that means that 12 midnight on Sunday, it will end. The sale will end. So take advantage. You can get both of those for 50% off. Okay. All right, you guys. You guys have a great night. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch y'all on the next video. Good night. You know I got the receipts, girl.